That is literally how I felt watching my New York City footage.
Oh my God.
Why? Because all of my audio is clipped.
Ready? No, never gonna be ready.
Clipped means your audio sucks. All right, see this right here? This little knob, +20, 0, -10. When this is up, like this, that's bad. There's this whole logarithmic ratio that explains exactly why, but I suck at math. So in plain English, +20 dB means the input level is too high. +10 dB is perceived by the human ear as being twice as loud. So +20 dB is 4 times as loud? Math. All right, I'm telling you this because of the less than great audio in this video, but I'm also telling you this for all my insurance agent videographers out there so that you guys don't make the same mistake that I did.
Oh my God.
So this past weekend, I went for a totally spontaneous trip with 2 awesome insurance agents that we planned the week before we went over text. To New York City.
I can't see that far, so I'm like, I don't know where she is. I'm looking for her. Whoa! You're on YouTube, bro.
Okay, I lied. It was with one other awesome insurance agent because clearly Erin is way more responsible than we are. So we planned this trip for 2 reasons.
We're looking for a breakfast place. I may have just led us down this very creepy alley. Oops. In 230 feet, take a right on Cliff Street. Okay. Wait. We've passed the same building like 3 or 4 times, and the people in the window are just kind of looking at us like we're idiots. So I think we're working it though. It was crazy packed in there, so now we're finding a different place. Mission accomplished. How you feeling? Just want some French toast. Boom.
I needed a headshot.
This is the
Ash needed a tattoo.
They filmed what in here? Actual episodes of The Sopranos in this bar. In this bar right here. Okay, so we should probably go and have a beer. Post tattoo. I'm still alive. I didn't pass out.
I also needed another suit.
Hello there.
Hi, how are you?
Needed. But that wasn't the only reason that we went. We talk a lot in this industry about relationship building. It's a relationship-driven industry. We want to build relationships with our clients. So I kind of wanted to test this theory. And New York City is the perfect place to do it. I mean, New York is this big melting pot,
right? Like a lot of different people, different backgrounds, different perspectives, different experiences, different opinions, just different.
It's the perfect place to get the most diversity in an in-person survey. I wanted to ask some complete strangers, people I'd never met before, about the relationships that they built during their insurance experience. So Ash and I go up to any person we possibly can find and ask them to be on our video. If you've never asked someone to be on camera before, just randomly go up to them and be like, hey, will you be on my video? Yeah, it's a lot harder than it sounds. First, we asked them if they knew their insurance carrier.
Say homeowners or renters.
Travelers.
Do you know who your insurance company is?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's State Farm.
State Farm. Okay.
My auto insurance is Allstate.
You guys know who your insurance company is? Like, do you have any idea who you're with?
For which type of insurance?
For, like, let's say renters or auto insurance?
Yeah, definitely. I use Travelers.
No hesitation. I mean, it was like taking candy from a baby. Knee-jerk reaction. Insurance carrier? Boom. But then we asked them a follow-up question and things got interesting.
Did you have an actual agent that you worked with, or did you have a 1-800 number that you would call?
No, we had an agent. I think he was located off of Lexington Avenue somewhere.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I have an agent for renter's insurance, I know that, but you do have an agent. Like a good neighbor, it'll disappear.
I know who they are,
Yeah.
but I don't know
Yeah.
who our agent is. But we do have an agent.
Awkward. A little awkward. Ash and I weren't really sure what people were gonna say. I mean, we didn't know who they were. They didn't know who we were. We just wanted to ask them a couple questions. And honestly, we were both really surprised to hear how quickly people could name their insurance carrier, and then how this like look of confusion spread across their face when we asked them who their insurance agent was. Why is this happening? I mean, I live in a world where relationship building, that human element, that personal connection is our bread and butter. And yet consumers who had policies with IA carriers and could name the IA carriers, when we asked them how they could contact their agent or who their agent was or just anything about their agent, just nothing. Now I could give you my theory on that, but I'm just gonna let Daniel, a real insurance consumer, answer it for me.
I guess the guy that I bought it from, honestly, I probably wouldn't interact with him again. I don't think that it was like, you know, you had to go through someone to get insurance,
Right, yeah.
but I felt like he wasn't the most, he was just the, I felt like a messenger, like it was like just like the bridge to get to my insurance.
Okay. Right.
Now, the reason why you probably don't know, we don't know all of our insurance agents is because we don't really deal with them, right? Once a year we pay them, or we're on automatic whatever.
Wow, so basically after the deal is sealed, the bread is buttered, the bow is tied, consumers see us as a go-between and figure they should just deal with their company, their carrier, anyways. And if that's all we are, just a way to get to the company, a stepping stone, are we disposable? It's a problem. So I called my peeps, expert peeps, Erin Nutting and Ash Fitz.
I have not rocked the bump in a solid few weeks. It's been a solid few weeks.
No,
from now on.
I really think the fact that you can part your hair down the middle is impressive, because if I tried to do that, it would be like
Exactly. I can't do it.
So I explained the whole situation to Erin, and she crushed the answer.
To tell them where to go. Like people are only going to do what you tell them to do. So whether it's to call the agency, or so as far as it being wrong or right, if they only know to call the company, well, maybe that's how their agent set them up that way. Maybe that's how they were conditioned.
People are only gonna do what you tell them, actively tell them to do. So if we tell people to just go to the carrier for everything, or better yet, we don't tell them to come to us first, we're basically conditioning them to do business, to remember the carrier, which means, and maybe the answer to this whole problem, thank you, Erin and Ash. You guys rock. We have to more aggressively and actively condition our clients to recognize and remember us as the agent, as the agency first. And now is the point in the video where you're probably like, wow, Sid, that sounds great, but how the heck do I do that? I want people to think of me first, but how do I get them to do that? How do I condition them? What does that mean? I'm so glad you asked.
It's funny, the little mile markers that you don't realize that you need to have in your agency in order.
I love what you just said though, because you're like, it's the little mile markers that like go a long way. The little mile markers. Intentional touch points that push people to your agency first. And what's even more awesome about this whole Ash, Erin, Sid collab is that Ash and Erin are going to share their top 3 mile markers with you. 1, have you had the awkward conversation?
my absolute biggest thing that if you were talking about conditioning clients, my biggest thing is as soon as somebody comes through the door and we write their policy, I so encourage them that if they have any question at all, I don't care how small it is, I don't care how big it is, if they have any question or concern, to call me, because I want to know if we're doing something wrong. I want to know if your policy went up and we somehow missed it and we didn't call you or reach out to you. Have the talk with us. I like to have that awkward talk with the client first up front.
2, is your website user friendly?
You cannot, and I'm going to try to like say this in the best possible way, because sometimes I just get so excited and, you know, but if you are not online, if you don't have a functional website, if you don't have it, when I say functional, I mean that like someone can go to, get information, contact you, and find out where to go. I say to clients all the time, I don't have all of the answers, but I do know where to go to get them. You need to allow your clients to do that as well. So you need to point them in the direction of, if you don't know what to do, this is where you go. IntegrityInsure.com, this is where you go. And there's, you know, make it very clear, like there's a claims tab where you can actually click on it and watch a video of me telling you what to do if you just got in a car accident, what information to collect, etc.
3, do you have an onboarding campaign?
Is if you are not automating your onboarding process, then you should basically stop everything you're doing on the video and just go do that. If you are a new business client with me, you get 13 touches in the first year. I believe 4 of them are within the first 30 days. So the first one is like, hey, welcome to our agency. Like, here's a little bit about me. Like, it's very personal, blah, blah, blah. And then that later on that day, you're saying, hey, so 2 in one day. Hey, something just occurred to me. I think it would be really beneficial for you to bookmark this website. So I'm conditioning them to tell them, this is where you go if you need me. And then it gives them the information. A couple of days later, like 2 days, 3 days, it says, I'm so thankful, you know, that you chose our agency, blah, blah, blah. I know it might not seem like a big deal to you, but it's a massive deal to me. Could you give us a review? And so automation is key.
Boom! And now the 4th question is for you. How are you conditioning your clients? How are you building that relationship intentionally so that we live in a world where if I was to ask somebody who their carrier was and who their agent was, the rate at which they would respond would be exactly the same? Honestly, I would also like to live in a world where it's not weird or uncomfortable or awkward for someone to approach you with a video camera and just start recording.